Your spirit guides want to come through and tell you everything they see in you today. Let them hype you up. They are coming in to put you on a high pedestal and to allow you to accept those strengths and the qualities that shine from you so brightly. 3 piles are containing messages today. When you find your pile and once you arrive, please take some time to understand if the initial energies are resonating with you, to let you know if you have found the correct pile where your spirit guides are calling you to receive messages from them. Check out other piles before you click out of the video. With that being said, there are 3 piles here I will present to you. We have pile number 1, your crystal is the serpent. Your cards, the Hierophant, and the Unseen. Pile 2, your crystal is the Fish. Your cards, the 4 of Wands, and the Queen. Pile number 3, your crystal is the Stingray. Your cards, the 3 of Swords, and the Orphan. Okay, please head to the description to find the timestamp that will take you to your group, and I will meet you at your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the Serpent, the Hierophant, and the Unseen card, then you are in the right place for your messages from your spirit guides, letting you know what it is exactly that they see in you. Your first card, Productivity with the Bee and Pomegranate. Messages for pile number 1. Your second card is Innocence, the Mouse and Buttercup. Okay. Dissipating. All the yellow coming together, and I was noticing how your serpent crystal pairs very nicely with the greens that are coming out in the Unseen card, matching colors and imagery. Yellow again with abundance, very interesting. Wisdom, bringing in that green element. Speaking of solar plexus chakra, very strong with all of the yellow. Where you really shine through, where your heart shines through, the perseverance that it takes for that to be so clear in its intention coming from you, and the way that no one could second guess, no one could assume anything other than your intentions being beautiful, being harmonious, always being from a good place. This is something that no one could ever second guess about you. Ritual with the corn. This is so interesting. Sweet corn, you are so sweet as well. Like, this is something that is known about you. The honeybee. The mouse with the innocence. The mouse representing the Fool card, jumping over here to number 10, which representing the Wheel of Fortune if we're comparing to tarot. And I notice as well that the card you chose to bring you to this pile is the number 5 card. I'm seeing this hop and skip pattern from 0 to 5 to 10, doubling twice from where it started. Something unseen about something that you were letting almost fizzle out, some really strong calling or a urge or desire that you were almost letting fizzle out. And potentially here this message could also be speaking about encouraging you to continue to keep your eye on the prize. The prize being the Wheel of Fortune, what you are meant to arrive at. These messages are also asking you to be open to that, to open the solar plexus to receiving this abundance with the treasure chest. Realizing that you are capable of harnessing that. You don't have to let it pass you by. Like, it also doesn't have to be like a mild thing. The way it shows up for you, it very well can be something very, very prominent, something that stands out, something very unique. This really could exceed your expectations for how the potential it has from where it is now, the way that it can be built upon, or the ways that you can continue to be brought to greater clarity, greater things coming into your understanding as you approach accessing this energy. Energy source, fuel, really with corn. I mean, it's all produce in this deck, but corn is something so sweet that is also nourishing and helps us continue moving forward. Affection. With a cat we have pictured in the mirror. One of your spirit guides could be a companion animal. You could be shown messages through animals. They could be significant to you. You could have sort of like a natural desire to be caring and nurturing toward animals. You do value them and appreciate them, even down to the bees and the insects and other creepy crawlies and things like this that others might not enjoy being so friendly with. We have wisdom with the Bay. 22. Coming into a really, really beautiful harmony. This is who you are meant to be. Your spirit guides are... Wisdom is twice. Your spirit guides are telling you that there is so much in you to be unlocked. This is a beautiful moment to celebrate, truly. This feels so happy and inspiring, and like a realization that is unlocking a lot of potential for you. Productivity, being in the Fool energy, creating a lot of sustaining resources and pushing through to continue moving along with it, and to continue at the rate that you are being gently guided along as well. Like, there is a minimum rate for your speed. Like, you will not be allowed to dip below a threshold where your productivity is really bringing you nothing, or rather depleting other aspects of your life. Your spiritual team has been keeping you on a track where you are moving at just the right pace always, and you do have kind of a threshold for you're not going to be moving at such a slow pace that you are only achieving things of a certain accolade or of a certain quality. Like, your pace is pushing you to greatness. Pushing the 9 of Cups, pile 1. You are being pushed on this path toward your greatness, toward what is waiting for you. You have it already within you. Wisdom. Your spirit team is telling you how wise you are. The Cup energy, a lot of capacity to allow your emotions to ring true, to accept them, to be non-judgmental toward things in general, toward others, toward how you perceive yourself, toward what comes on your pathway. You have this strength and clarity already within yourself to do this. Your spirit team is applauding you for this as well. I want to pull this on the bottom. The King of Swords. This is a truth. This is a realization and a truth that you must accept. The King of Swords is making no exceptions. This message is needing to ring through strong and clear for you guys. Pile 1 with the Devil. This is non-negotiable. This is like the best type of tough love from your spirit team. The Sun, because they know what you're capable of, and they just want to bring this idea into your life about how much further you can take things, and you can go so much further than you've ever imagined to this point. The King of Cups, you are going so far, you're making it to the end, you're making it all the way to being the king. from the start of being the Ace of Cups, the 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to the very last, the King, as well as in the Swords aspect. You are achieving a lot. You are meant to be someone who people look to. You are meant to be in the spotlight. Let's see. There's 2, we have 3 of Cups. You are meant to engage with people and connect with people who you can relate to and who relate to you, as well as you guys are inspired by each other. You have a lot of connections that want to enter and asking you to realize that you can put up the fight. You no longer need to resist what is coming to you. Being non-judgmental as well is a strength that you do have. These 2 with similar backgrounds of the blue, you're seeing situations that are completely opposite ends of the spectrum, and you're finding a way to bring them closer together with card number 3 and card number 5. You're finding a way to connect unlikely things, to flip your perspective, to bring 2 opposite ends of the spectrum and 2 different energies closer together, an eye of neutrality that you have that is very, very strong as a skill going forward. Seeing things neutral, being the person that accepts others, the people who are unseen, being the person who will accept them and be there for them. The Hierophant is reminding me of school, of tradition, being someone who would accept a new student, something like this. Like, that is who you are as a person, because you are non-judgmental in everything, which is so nice. And your spirit guides are telling you that you've put in a lot of work to be this way, really truly. Like, the things that have led you to be able to have this mindset may have been a little bit more dark or a little similar to what it is you feel the need to interfere with, or to create more neutral energy when maybe it was uncomfortable or weird. Like, you feel the need to get in there and dissipate that energy and to let things kind of settle down. Like, your spirit guides are seeing the work that you have put in to be this advocate, to be this person, to be the sun and light for other people. The Page of Cups, you are offering so much to other people and to fulfilling other people's needs in very unique and specific immediate needs you were able to fulfill for people. You can anticipate what other people need. Again, because it's the way your mind works. It's the way that you would want someone to view your situation if you were experiencing that, and you are simply doing the thing that you know is right and that universally is going to be what is needed in different situations. With the King of Wands, you were always making those calls, and you were making them very precisely and also coming at them in a very strong way. You were not backing down from making anyone uncomfortable by like interfering, or you know that you're not going to stand for certain things, and that is really, really nice how strong you stand in that. With the Magician, you have a lot of potential to continue to create and pour more of this energy into yourself, perhaps. Again, with tapping into that potential within you that is bringing you a new journey, is bringing you abundance and success and the end of cycles. Leaning into, pouring into yourself as well, your spirit guides are calling you to do very strongly. So, I am going to pull some final tarot cards for a little more guidance from your spirit guides. Anything else that they want to talk to you about, if there is something you have in mind of like a question or a certain situation that you want to understand better, then this could be your time to keep that thought in mind, and these cards can give you an answer for that on top of what I will be receiving through the channeled messages. So we have the Hermit, the Lovers. Wow, guys. Any other messages for pile number 1? 2 more cards. The Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Wow, you have 3 major arcana: the Hermit, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. You are all of these things at once. You are the person who can be alone and content and creating magic when others would be bored or lonely. Like, you have this superpower of being content in those spaces. On the opposite, you can do it both. You can do many, many things at once. Typically, the scales would be strongly toward one aspect of you or one way that you approach things, but you are able to do a lot of things, to do it all, to be like that team member who is trained in all roles, the jack of all trades. You can do it both, and people wonder, how are you happy and content in these situations? Because you do allow lots of love and connection and harmony into your life in the way that that means for you, whether that is consuming media that represents that for you and uplifting yourself and finding a way to share your voice and story through parallels to what you are watching, something specific in that way, or like reading, something like that. This is a way that you communicate, connect, and create this energy of the Lovers, of a harmonious connection, by doing that, which can be seen as unconventional, an unconventional way to have your cup fulfilled of like even social connection to some degree. And then you are also taking that time. You have connected with numerous people. Like, if you really went back and thought about the average person, how many people that they didn't know that they have approached with some news that they wanted to share with them, or advice, or intervening to help them out. Like, if you really compared you, pile 1, and some other person, how many random people across your lifetimes have you met? Yours would be like triple, quadruple, and on from what an average person would have taken the initiative to approach random, essentially strangers, and make those connections. You're fulfilled through all of these times where you have simply listened to someone else's story. I saw 6 and 6 on the timer. It really, and I'm noticing 9 and 6 and kind of the flipped energy of that. It really is giving me like seeing things from all perspectives, taking energy from unlikely sources with the High Priestess, using it all to fuel you, and showing up in a very strong, dominating way in your approach to doing all of these things. It is very, very unique to you, and you're very blessed in the lives that you have touched, honestly, and the way that they have also shifted your mindset and changed your life by both of you interacting. So let's finish out your reading. Those are the messages for how your higher self, your spirit guides, your team, all of those things, how are they seeing you? Showing up in the world, what is it that they want you to know about yourself? These are all beautiful things for you, pile number 1. You should be very proud of yourself and feeling very beautiful and divine right now. So with all that being said, I'm going to shuffle out one final card for my spirit animal deck to see who specifically wants to bring a message to close out your reading. We have the Crow Spirit with co-create with spirit. Very, very nice, very literal to the message today. asking you to join forces. They need you on their team. They know how strong you are, that you are as much a powerful force as they are. Co-creation, working with them. This is exactly what they're asking you to do. And I think I'm going to quickly shuffle out. I want to know what can you look out for as like their prime way of getting your attention or communicating with you or signaling to you certain things that maybe is for you to figure out between the two of you. So let's see if there's anything that they can tell us. For pile number 1, can you let them know exactly how you may show up? We have the 3 of Cups. So through those connections, through those people that are brought on your path to which you feel inspired to reach out to them, to approach them, and to connect with them. And they are a body for you to receive wisdoms directly from your spirit guides through. That is so cool. I love that that came out. That is so, wow. We have the Queen of Wands. They like to present you with situations where you can pamper yourself, where you can self-care, nurture yourself, whether just at home, like homemade things, or otherwise conveniently located spa, conveniently located hair salon, with which you have a discount from your friend, a referral discount, and you are constantly being encouraged, pushed toward in the hermit energy, indulging in self-care, indulging in even buying the clothing, jewelry, things like this that you feel most confident in, and that they are supporting you in doing this because they see how it supports you showing up as your authentic self, and it all feeds off of each other and creates more harmony and building into your life's purpose and who you are meant to be. There's one final card, the 5 of Cups. They want to let you know about all those times where we feel like there are delays and we feel like things aren't going quite right. They want to let you know this idea of non-judgment that you are so good at coming in, and really lean into your strength with that, because they see how quickly now you already are able to shift perspective, but they almost want to challenge you. What other areas can you improve on? And nothing is too little, nothing is too insignificant. It all is creating a better flow within you. So this is what your spirit team is calling you to do today, and all the messages that wanted to come out for you. Pile number 1, if you enjoyed today's messages, please subscribe to the channel, as well as like and comment. If you feel called to leave a comment, I would love that. Subscribe so that you do not miss my future readings, which will be posted on Sunday mornings and Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. We're only going up from here. I have so many ideas. I'm very excited and grateful to be here. So I hope that you will join me along this journey. With all that being said, pile number 1, have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hey there, pile 2. If you chose the fish crystal, the queen, and the 4 of Wands card, then you are in the right place to receive messages from your spiritual team. We're going to start with a couple cards to signify the energy that they see you in most strongly. So this will again help you identify whether these are your spirit guides speaking to you, how much you relate to what they are speaking of about you. So we have the moth and eucalyptus with an ending. How is pile number 2 showing up to their spirit guide? Wow. Mischief. I want to pull one more from this deck. And I have this one. We have overcoming obstacles with the goat and willow. And I see you leaping right over them as well, and I see you doing so in such a way with the Four of Wands card, but let me continue to pull before I get going with too much information. So additional ways that we can understand how pile 2 is showing up, Spirit. Complacency. Prayer. As well as confusion. I mean, honestly, kind of confusing, chaotic spread coming through so far, to be honest. The confusion and prayer was like, just say a prayer, like, let's continue. We have this final deck we're going to pull from before we pause. So I have 2. Wow, we have trust. Trust the process, and we have leadership. B and B with basil and broccoli. That could be significant initials, pile 2. Okay. So the Four of Wands and the Queen, when I first revealed this pile, I felt that these were very well fitting together. The Queen of Wands, it reminds me of, if this is going to be any Queen card in the tarot deck, this would be representing Queen of Wands with the red, the vibrancy, the boldness, and then we have a Wand card with Four of Wands, which is about celebration, especially in this card, a very powerful, vibrant dance through life and with others as well, like almost like ritual-esque and ceremony type movement. So a lot of like passionate, free-flowing energy coming through you, pile 2, that your spirit guides are pointing out to you. Leadership too. You have reason to be a leader. Confusion, like something like imposter syndrome coming through. Confusion of why was I given this title of the Queen? But knowing it was all in your plan all along with the number 6 card, your plan for being a leader, there's something that you are meant to share at this time. Praying on this, thinking on this, trying to understand your true desires. Like at the end of life, when you're looking back and thinking of what has happened, what are the things that you would look back on and wonder, had I done that, how things would turn out. Praying on that, meditating on that, and really thinking on it. Not any urgency with this message. It's just coming out to speak to you about the reason you are here is a very strong one, and no need to be feeling like you are not deserving or you are an imposter and being held to this high role and high responsibility in your pathway. Trusting that it is all the intention, this ending will come about. Trust in the ending. This trust is surrounding this ending. The leaves are so similar. Trust means that you are close to where you are destined to arrive. Trust is like the final leg, the light at the end of the tunnel. Embodying the trust is what brings you closer very quickly. Moving through this foggy haze of confusion about what you should be doing, why you have been placed on this pathway, clearing out that fog and immediately stepping to the trust and being so close to ending that cycle for once, and as well as another celebration that you will be getting with the circle. Celebrations after celebrations are what's coming to you. The sweet lemonade prizes all the time, little treats all the time. Do not be complacent in thinking that you should be okay with where you are now. If you are someone who resonates with very strongly not relating to what it is you're doing for work or study, or not relating to people you are in connection with, do not be complacent with this if this is a strong thing that is present in your life. not everyone needs to go questioning if they're in the right career or right pathway right now, but for some of you, this will be very clear of just how long you have been settling for something that is not for you. And it could be a matter of trust in your path and overcoming the obstacles that are ahead of you until things are aligned in the way that allows you to get out of that situation. You may be waiting on the fog to clear on a few things to align for you before you can see things more clearly and see an exit plan, an ending to that situation. Okay, let's go through with some tarot for pile 2 from their spirit guides. What is it that they see about you that is telling them to trust that you are capable of overcoming these things? What else about you is so prepared for this? We have the 4 of Wands again, double message with that, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. You're capable of a lot more enjoyment in your daily life than other people as well, and I think that this is something that in one way or another you could use as a basis of what you want to pursue. Like, this is something niche and like unique to you, that if you can just find this way to kind of sneak in to this field, and you have a lot of like unique charisma and characteristics that you can bring that will feel steady from the beginning, that I think others would maybe take a look at first glance, like people who have a say in what is good or not in whatever field you're going toward. At first glance, I believe that they would see what you have going on and immediately sense the strong voice behind it, sense the uniqueness to it, and this will put you apart. You don't realize that you just hold your head highly like a queen would. Like, you just hold yourself. She is reminding me so much of Queen Elizabeth too. Like, you're just not realizing that you already embody that. Yes. The Page of Pentacles, something that you do embody and already have. You just need to make one more step from Page of Knight. Page to Knight of Pentacles. Anything else here for pile 2? What else about them really, really shines through and puts them apart? The Hierophant. As well as the Knight of Cups. I'm thinking of reaching people through material you create, like in an emotional aspect, reaching that sense of people through physical work you're putting out, or the messages you have to share, or rewriting, or discovering, like through analyzing some document or reading up on articles, you might be like discovering something that could be very, very pivotal in your field. Like, you could be coming across some information or making a connection that is very unique to you, like some law of like nature even, or some like thing you are discovering that would even then be like named after you, that kind of thing. You're offering up in many different ways. It could be for the collective here in pile 2. In many ways you are offering up something accessible to people that is offering them a lot of support in the emotional sense of things. Your discovery could be something that is going to heal a certain group of people, or like physically some medical discovery. Otherwise, writing, creating film with a specific audience you are trying to reach and to allow their voices to be uplifted. You are succeeding at this. Yes, you are speaking for your people. You are speaking to others, finding them in this space that they thought that no one else could see. When they're alone in bed at night, you are like speaking for their world so precisely that they feel so seen. And this is transformative for a lot of people. Just feeling seen or represented in whatever way that means for you can be a very, very powerful moment indeed. Okay, I'm going to shuffle out from a different deck and we'll see if there's anything here. The Three of Cups. This is a support system for you as well. Your spirit team is. They want to give themselves a little shout out and let them know that they want to be on this journey with you as well. They want to understand more about you so that they can support you better. Like a friend would know all these facts about their person. They want to know how you order your coffee so they can pick it up for you. Likewise, your spiritual team wants to know what you really truly would be satisfied with and enjoy in the smallest sense, that so that they can help bring you anything that you are in alignment with. The Three of Pentacles, they are doing this for you and wanting to do this for you. Accepting the help, Three of Pentacles, working together, 3 and 3. You and your team, they want to be there and support and be a heavy force in helping to bring you more of what you desire. The Two of Pentacles, bringing you more resources and reining those in for you. The Six of Wands, pushing you towards success as well. You have something to be seen by and something to be known by. And what it is for you, you know, or you are having more clarity on very shortly these days. The Devil. You are realizing something. An offering coming out of nowhere, a realization coming out of nowhere that you feel is setting you free. A kick of inspiration, a download, some kind of message that is coming to you unexpectedly and seems it is an offering. And when you take it, you do get a lot of fulfillment, even for yourself, on top of being very well known and received by others. So much is happening for you and for you only, pile number 2. Your spirit guides are telling you today that you deserve all of it, that you are no imposter. You are meant to have all of this. If there's one thing you should know, it is people view you in such a positive way. You already appear to be this queen, commanding energies, living life in a fun-loving way, and you have a lot to share as well, and a really high potential to reach and impact a lot of people with what it is that you are pushed toward on your path. Okay, so we are going to pull a few cards. I want to use this deck to ask your spirit team if there's anything that you should look out for in terms of like how they are communicating with you, how they like to say hi to you, things like this. So let's see. We have the Five of Wands. A similar message came through in pile 1, speaking of letting you know that they are there when things start to get a little bit sticky, or when things start to feel a little bit delayed, or there's something standing in the way. They just want to let you know that they're with you in all those situations, as well as energies getting jumbled and like timelines crossing and intervening with each other. It's like this is representing all of you and other people who come into your life. All of your guys' higher selves and spirit teams are right there with you, trying to navigate back onto their path as well. Like, getting tangled up possibly in other people's energies that you have like a strong tie to. It really does get kind of like trippy when you think about it, like how we're all impacting each other, how we're all appearing on other people's timelines, things like this. It is crazy to think about. But they just want you to know that like they're always doing their best to work with the options that they do have, that like coming to a fork in a road and there's a couple options that they can choose. Maybe one requires another small step along with it before hopping back onto the main path. Maybe one is initially a small skip, but then there's a little bit of a longer one, but then that puts you further along on the main path. It's like they're just doing what they can with what comes in the way, essentially, and it's not perfect. It isn't going to appear as perfect. Otherwise, it wouldn't be this great journey that has all these archetypes dedicated to it and ways that we all go through these cycles. We have the Page of Wands as well. They like to lead you to and encourage you to follow the signs. The animal here, the cat, they're constantly leaving actual signs. Like, if you ever feel the need to like follow animals, if you're anything like me, like following stray cats and stuff like this, hopefully not following like more dangerous animals in the wild, but if you're intrigued by animals, then they could send this to you, as well as look over here, maybe come in this direction more so because this animal is also taking that path, or just a friendly reminder. And then also the fact that they at some points of the journey will be more so in the driver's seat, and you trusting them and following that to the best of your ability. The Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Your higher selves have strong values of nurturing your emotional side, and as well as bringing you to the abundance that you deserve. They see these as two very key aspects in your life that can blossom greater than other areas, perhaps, if they're nurtured and looked after. So these are their priorities for how they're looking after you. They are helping you to receive continuous resources and abundance, stability in that sense, financially, as well as for you to feel the best you can from the inside out, to heal the part of you that is not accepting that you all are already the queen. Yes, you are the Queen of Cups. You are the queen in general. Okay, let's see. I do see the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so I just want to throw that out as well, right next to the 9 of Cups. Confirmation for the greatness that you are destined to receive with the support of your spiritual team and you. Okay, final card for you guys, pile number 2, is going to be a spirit animal card. So who wants to come through and represent their spiritual team? Give us a strong message for pile number 2, please. Take the lead. Leadership. I was really thinking about digging into that a little bit more just now. The fact that you are also in charge of your journey, with something I just said about them taking the lead with you. They want you to take the lead as well. When I was mentioning being intrigued by animals and wanting to follow them, I imagined following a deer. This is that, and confirmation that those are strong signs from your spirit team and taking the lead into your own path and destiny. You are the queen after all. You can make commands, you can make put out wishes, put out your desires, and likely they will be fulfilled. Someone will step up to the plate and provide for you as the queen. Okay, pile number 2. These messages were so fun. I love doing this reading. It's so nice to see you showing up in such a strong energy. If you enjoy the messages, please subscribe to the channel as well as like or leave a comment. If you feel called to comment, I will be so happy to see that. And subscribe to the channel. I am uploading on Sunday mornings and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons. So stay tuned for many videos, a lot of ideas that I have that I cannot wait to put on this channel. I love doing this. I love being here. I'm so happy you are here too. If you made it to the end of this reading, please stick around a while. Check out future messages. I can promise you there will be more messages for you that would love to come through. So, with all that being said, pile number 2, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hey pile 3, if you chose the Orphan, the 3 of Swords, and the Stingray Crystal, then you are in the place to receive messages from your spiritual team. We have your first cards. How is your spiritual team viewing you? We have the cards of Innocence and Curiosity. You have the Orphan as well as an archetype that drew you to the pile. These cards as well feel very, very strongly tied to each other, both representing a darker side. I feel like this is my spooky group somewhat here, pile number 3. But Innocence, Curiosity, what is it that is standing out about you to your spirit guides? Wow, expansion and isolation. Things that can happen, things that you immediately think would happen separately, but things that I believe can happen at the same time for you. But of course, those more outward experiences through curiosity as well are ways to expand by... I see you though, kind of always like in a different world. I'm seeing you as like the spiritual beings here, and then the grounded human figures. It feels like even in your typical expansion where you are reaching out to others, connecting, being social, you are doing a lot just within your mind. You're always thinking, curiosity, you are constantly going through these situations in your head with 3 of Swords, things that kind of haunt you almost, or things that weigh heavier on you. I see you exploring those in your mind, even when you were in like public settings, kind of being open to others, but only in like a certain way, kind of like as a shell of who you are, like doing the right things, saying the right things, but you're just showing up to show up sometimes, and there's a lot going on in your head that sometimes it's just hard to be present. You have the awareness of when it is good for you to not fall into patterns of being isolated and spending a lot of time alone. So not to say that you being in these situations is like a waste of time or that you are bringing other people down. I think you are just acting in a way where you recognize when you can get some fulfillment from not being alone by connecting with people on a very like earthly sense. Perseverance. You have always been in charge. You've always had situations, I think, since birth, the Orphan, that looking back, you've always had these moments where you feel like there have been things you needed to work through alone, a lot of needing to tackle things in an isolated way, and learning a lot about what it is that helps you when you are stuck in certain energies, when hard things happen. You know a lot about yourself and what will help you get through that. It is very natural. Over time you have learned, and it has become natural for you to regulate yourself and to help heal yourself and move along from tough things that happen. Transition, that transition space of I'm stuck somewhere now, but there is a way out, and you choose it. You don't play the victim. You don't choose to allow it to persist. You recognize what you can do, and you do it every time to help yourself. Positivity. You try your best to do things through positivity, and it does come back right around to help you and serve you. Your spiritual team is telling you this today, that you are doing a lot right with orange. You are doing a lot right with how you approach things, and you are doing a really, really great job. Clarity, more orange. You're doing a really, really good job, they want to tell you, as well as your perspective is so unique. There's a lot of things that you experience that you know all too well that are creating something beautiful. Like, you can't help but be a humble, aspects of being innocent, aspects of being a person that people find it very easy to be graceful with, and to give them grace in situations where things don't always go perfectly. People see you in an authentic way. They see that your harm is never bad, your intention rather is never bad or harmful to other people. They can recognize that, and they do want to be able to look further and understand what is happening below the surface for you that has caused you to be this way. With the hope aspect, speaking of how you shine through to your spirit team with hope. You are someone who finds it easy to, again, come back to always keeping faith no matter what. I feel like you are someone who's very strong in keeping the faith and holding on to what you feel, having a strong intuition, having a strong desire, and holding on to that and persisting in coming into alignment with that. You want to do the thing that will showcase your individuality in the best way. You want to find that thing that is, when you arrive, you want that feeling of finally arriving to somewhat of a conclusion, of arriving somewhere and knowing that, having that moment of, this is where I was supposed to be. You want to know what that feels like. You see it happen for others. You want to experience that for yourself, and you are persisting and persevering in maintaining positivity to work through a challenge, to help yourself, to listen to your body, and as well as to push yourself to partake in the activities that will be helpful to you, even if you don't always feel 100% up to it. This is very admirable for you, Pile 3, and your spirit team wants you to know this about yourself. Okay, I'm shuffling out some tarot to expand. We have the 9 of Pentacles. You deserve a lot as well. They want to reward you. They want you to know that you are deserving of so much, and you will get what is needed when the time is right for it to come through for you, for someone to help you, for some force to come in for you that is going to help you in a transition as well, from the space you are now to one that is elevated. What else is happening for Pile 3 because of their strength in showing up this way? So these cards all fell. We have High Priestess, and then this one I didn't notice before, Purification. I see this as Gemini, but or it is just the number 2. Yeah, both. Similarly, Gemini and 2. Interesting. High Priestess, purification, intuition, cleansing your intention behind things, starting to focus on more big picture resolutions, perhaps. Perhaps you were very good at finding ways to immediately soothe or relieve things that you don't want to deal with or that you shouldn't be needing to deal with. They want you to expand your horizons to what this can mean, how you can apply it in a much greater sense, zooming out and seeing a very big picture of what can change with adding and implementing this energy of purifying out a situation to transition to something better, to more positivity. How can you do this in a greater sense within your life? Dreaming bigger, the Four of Wands, expecting lots of very magical and happy moments, dreaming big, moments of celebration, moments where you do feel integrated and present, unlike maybe you've struggled with feeling in these type of situations before. You could be the center of attention with it. You could be the one that's being celebrated, definitely in these situations as well. And taking a moment back to yourself to look at what these people have done for you because of what you have done. And it's a beautiful moment of things coming full circle. You know that this is deserved on your part, and I think you accept it with ease, and you don't feel any need to say, I don't deserve this. The Three of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Something is building for you. Something is starting. Some idea is going to be a strong area for building. Some creative inspiration that you have, or again, finding the answer to your life's true calling. You could be exposed to by other people, by what they are interested in, by taking interest in other people's hobbies and observing what they do, shadowing, things like this, exploring the Page of Wands could go any direction, exploring any avenue that you take interest in, taking it into consideration and exploring it, and quickly understanding whether you feel a call toward it or not. That is practical advice to help you with this urge to come into alignment with a greater calling. Additional tarot, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You are setting foot toward it. Once you are able to identify, and no rush to identify, things will come when they are meant to. Queen of Cups, trusting your intuition through the process, remaining stable and balanced through it, and knowing that it's all going to be in a specific timing. That is something that needs to be accepted when we ask for really great things. Sometimes the path to that is different than we would have expected. The Ace of Cups, but every situation regardless is bringing you to harmony within yourself. Each situation is something that you can use as inspiration in the future as well, looking back on situations and admiring how you handled it and the way that you were able to navigate through turmoil. Again, you were very, very good at doing this and helping yourself out of these. And I think that a strong message for some of you could be the potential you have to be a healer yourself for other people. Strong aspects of heart space healing, Queen of Cups, intuitive, the High Priestess as well. Some of you can really resonate with being a very motherly, healing energy, or anything that makes sense for you as an individual in the collective here. The Justice card. I think you are revealing a side of yourself that has been unseen. I think there is a very strong transformation on the way for you. Your spirit guides want you to know that continue holding out hope. You are so, so strong in doing so. And that is part of the reason why your path has come along the way it has, because we recognize that you are capable of putting things on pause while still holding that faith. And this way they're able to teach you more lessons than perhaps you would be able to get in your life if you were less in flow. There's a lot more that you are receiving because you release control of your path. And yes, you have such a strong urge to go to your true calling, but you are not deterred by the fact that it is presenting as a smooth and steady process for you. And there's a lot to enjoy while you are in this transition as well with the Queen of Cups. Yes, a lot of similar energies coming through, rest, lots of good things happening, friendships as well, and the Six of Wands, a lot of recognition for what you're doing, connecting with people on an emotional level. I think if you are resonating with these messages, there are some in pile number 2 for you as well, if you felt like you wanted to check out that pile. But with that being said, I'm going to pull from one more tarot deck, and this one is going to be, I want to ask your spiritual team how you can recognize, how they like to show up for you in communication, and what can you look out for as specific signs from them, or is anything else that they would like to give you clarity on, if there's like a specific question you have in mind between you and your guides, clearing something up. The Page of Cups. So they give you a lot of creative inspiration, giving you a lot of those downloads that are pushing you to the right path. You do have a lot of ideas. The Queen of Cups. This one, double message as well. They know that your heart space is perhaps more tender, and they do want to bring things into your pathway that are supportive to you when these inevitable roadblocks or challenging situations occur. They have presented you with a lot of things that help you through it. Perhaps a companion animal that is very a guide for you. Perhaps a very fortunate move, a very fortunate change in location, like you live on the water, you live whatever landscape you would be most at peace at, or that you have been in the past. Perhaps you have found yourself being able to live there full time, and that is a gift from your spirit team, one of the many, many gifts that are waiting for you on your pathway. We also have the Queen of Swords. You are a strong queen today. Pile number 2 was the Queen archetype card. So again, check out those messages if you want to. But the Queen of Swords, the companion animal, they have also given you a lot of, I want to say that maybe more so they provided you with the resources to gain a lot of intellectual advantage. You have a lot of knowledge. You are very knowledgeable in specific topics, perhaps, or skilled in different areas as well. And this is something that they have helped provide you with the resources, and the ones that are most in alignment, that mesh well with your way of learning, and made it very encouraging of the fact that yes, you should be dedicating your time, space, emotional capacity to learning this specific skill because it is well suited for you. This way and that way, they're pushing you to the right, most aligned places and giving you what you need to keep you almost on that path, to kind of encourage you to stay there in some ways. The Three of Wands, and they're constantly doing things behind the scenes as well, of course. The Three of Wands is commanding some energy off the side of the card that we cannot see. And you get to see some of it. They allow you to see because this is helpful to you and keeps you understanding of what as much as you can understand about what the purpose of it all is. They're revealing some of it to you, but there's a lot that is going to be happening for you that you never would have guessed, that they're brewing up for you, that is in progress. Your spiritual team thinks very highly of you, Pile 3. These messages are very nice. I've really enjoyed doing this reading. Let's go ahead for your final card. We are going to pull from the Spirit Animal deck. See who wants to represent your spirit team through an animal today. Electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. You are being given so many ideas, being pushed to areas that are going to supplement your growth in these specific elements of what you're pursuing, creative ideas, knowledge, intellectual, things like this. Bring your ideas to life. They want you to know that you are so capable. You have a lot of ideas, again, that are reaching the heart space of different people and that are healing to other people. They want you, the water energy as well. Is that a stingray? I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, you guys got the stingray and you chose the stingray crystal. That is amazing. Wow, so water aspects very heavy in you. I wanted to say for this pile that you guys, I feel like there's some scorpions in this pile as well, which I'm a scorpion, so I'm partial to it, but this is confirming to me that water signs in general, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Yes, could be some of you. Okay, wow. These messages were fantastic today. I loved doing this reading for you, Pile 3. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, as well as like the video and leave a comment if you feel called to share about your specific insights on the messages from your pile. I will be so happy to receive that comment and reply. So, again, please subscribe so that you don't miss any videos. I will be uploading Sunday mornings, as well as Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings. So pay attention to that, hit the subscribe button, and with all of that being said, I will see you in the next reading.